Hello everyone, I'm Hauke, the creative director at Blankhans, the studio behind Coreborn, the upcoming social survival game. We are currently in pre-alpha, so everything you see and get presented today, it is an update on the ongoing development of our game, so please feel free to ask questions. I'll also do my best to always make clear, hey, this is not as intended, or this might change in the future, but sometimes it is hard for me to even remember what is all the stuff I already told. If it's the same for you, feel free to check out our YouTube. Either you're seeing this on our YouTube right now. If you don't, coreborn.gg as the webpage. That's where you'll find our Steam wishlist, where you can just wishlist us immediately. You'll find our Discord, where you can ask all the questions, communicate with us, and a link to our YouTube and all the other socials where we keep you updated on the current progress. Speaking of progress, this is one of our regular content updates, so let me introduce to you the current build. I will, in this one, for the first time, jump in between builds, because there is a little misbehavior in one system that I want to show you today, so don't be irritated if there's a little cut at some point. I'll do my best to make it as smooth as possible, which will not be smooth at all, and good luck, Chris, in editing it. So, let me jump into it right ahead. There is a new forest. I think we've already shown some of the new trees. We are currently experimenting with things. If you remember, we've shown this in a state where there's a lot less of these bushes, of this shrubbery, and would love to hear your guys' feedback on it. It's currently very dense. You already see the new trees here. They are gorgeous. I love them. I love the diversity in the colors. You see there is some weird behaviors where they sometimes pot into or out of screen. That is completely normal, as we said, early alpha or pre-alpha even, and ongoing development. But would love to hear some feedback on the density of the forest. Do you feel like that's too much bushes? Is that too little? Do you want it more dense, less dense? Because I think what I really like about it is that there is these little openings where you can find spots and even see stuff. And later, when the night comes in, you can actually see the shield over there hitting the mountain. So I have to eat something. On the other side, there is something new that I visually want to show you. As I said, don't pay attention to the popping in and out trees. This is an in-development build. But what we can already see is a new beam of the Ultracore that looks a lot better. You see it also interacting with the clouds in a super cool way. It is turning, spreading out to the sides. Super pretty. Big fan of this effect. Shout out to the team member that did it, because they paid a lot of attention to it and put a lot of work in it. It looks super gorgeous, and it will look even better at night and when we visit Piper's Whistle later. Before we visit there, though, I want to show you another thing that changed. A little warning here. The sounds that we currently implemented in our crafting system are very loud. They are not at all leveled yet, and they are work in progress. Some of them we are happy with, others will change. Again, super interested in your feedback. Share that on Discord, share that in the comments here. We answer them as much as possible, which is, at this early stage, even as thankful as we are for the gigantic amount of attention we're already receiving from you guys. Yeah, please feel free to give feedback. We'll answer as much as possible. Pressing C now. Headphone warning. Things are very loud. There is sounds now. If I hover over things, you will hear some system sounds. If I choose something, you will hear that. If I decide to actually craft something, there's now little indicators of me crafting things. And there is additionally also a lot more recipes in here. There are more coming, but you can some see the names already. Refined resin, bread. You can now cook some things and things like that. Opening, closing the menu also does a sound. I'll stay away from the menu now because it is very, very loud and we want to hear more of the game and less of that menu. The next system that we're going to jump into it is the one that I am going to change builds for. So I'll record it after that because I am very lazy. So good luck editing this, Chris. The music just comes in. Smooth transition in here. Thank you very much, past Hauke. This is future Hauke. Actually, future Hauke realized, past Hauke, that you've been kind of stupid and Chris has to edit this because of nothing. Because it is a bug, but it is seemingly location-based, so I'm on the same build. I just went to a different location because I wanted to show you some things on our town system. So what this basically is some extension on the general system of towns. Just a little reminder, a town is basically an area on the map that you claim. Now this town center already has like some VFX, the crystal here is moving, it's glowing, and it marked a spot on the map that is now ours. And what I can do now in this build is I built an expansion tower, put it here, and as soon as I bring it into existence, it claims extra area. Of course, this asset will look different. It is now a placeholder that looks the same. It will be smaller. You integrate it into buildings. But as you see, you basically use it to make the area that you claim bigger and therefore allow you to build more space. Because within this is now my marked area. I can build things here. I can bring things into existence. These are mine. No one else can interact with them. Speaking of no one can interact with them, there is also now, as a new item, you will see a beautiful placeholder, a town storage. This is something for the first time where we can interact with other players. Only people that are part of this town can interact with this. You see two inventories. I can, for example, decide, I want my plant fiber stored here. I don't need my linen right now, and maybe I want to use my leather later. If we go away from this, then you will see that it is not in my inventory anymore. Once I go back to the town storage, it's back in there, and other players that are part of this town can also take it. It's a cool way of basically gathering resources. We could go and chop down some wood, put it in this, and other players can use it. As you see, there's already, we've shown that last time, a possibility to add resources. Our town is level 1. Sorry for everyone who is like, same as me, kind of blinded by the whiteness of the screen. Here is a list. Of course, this is all work in progress, alpha interfaces, but this town can then expand. And in the later versions, the idea is that a town level 1 can maybe only have one of these expansions, a town level 2 can have 2, a town level 3 can have 3, and so on and so forth. Of course, that being a little more detailed in the way it expands, but I hope that you like this. It is super cool in my opinion that you can now actually start expanding the tower, that you can also level up your town and unlock more features, like for example, and I'm opening the crafting menu again, don't be shocked by the loud sound. For example, to craft more of these cool recipes that come up, and also we will soon have crafting stations which are linked to these town levels. Super cool, really looking forward to sharing more of that. And I guess it's back to the past from the future. Have fun transitioning that, Hauke. And now I'm back, which was another very smooth transition. Thank you very much, Hauke, for handing over to me, because this is again the current internal testing build, where I want to pay some attention or get some focus on some of the visual changes on the map. I will, as usual, teleport around a little bit because I hope this works. Our engineer or says our 3D artist wasn't sure if this will immediately work. Where is the there it is, the observatory. Because one of our 3D artists made the effort to build something just because they wanted to. You see this beautiful observatory up there. And this little cool indicator that it's there. Let me get away from the river so that it doesn't obstruct us audio visually so much. And these cool little lanterns. Shout out to the artists that made those, concept and 3D. Wonderful work. Show us the path up here. And again, this is something that over the holidays, actually, our 3D lead, David, made just because he wanted it in here. Or because he felt it was a cool idea. I agree very much. This turned out super gorgeous. And the wind and everything. I'll just shut up and walk around for a second. Also cool effect. You can finally see the shield. We're at the absolute edge of the map. The shield shimmering. It is actually moving. You barely see it. We have to fine-tune that a little bit. But yeah, and let's go inside. This is the observatory. Super cool inside. The sound turns down a little bit. There is some snow falling in through that opening. Super, super cool. He made all this from assets that already exist. I think that shows the huge potential of creative artists. These books just came in. This will be a lore site, so it is integrated into our event loop system, which is, I always say, similar to quests or like location-based quests, but it is not really that. If you are interested, watch the last videos where we explain those. Yeah, gorgeous work. I'll walk around it a little bit. Super, super cool. Big fan of this. Also these little boxes, little bench here. So cool. Gorgeous view of the map from up here. You can even see Megalos, the sorrow, or the never, like, I think the eternal sorrow pot is what we called it. Super, super cool. Even in the sky, you can see like a little bit of the shimmer of the shield coming through. Super, super gorgeous. Speaking of gorgeous things, I think what changed too is the absolutely beautiful Was that visual? I just got a little notification sound that I want to record this. I hope this is not in the recording, but I'll jump back to another location. Maybe we can just go there from Piper's Whistle. I think that will make a lot of sense. Oh, sorry, I picked the wrong one. Teleport. And now we're actually there. Piper's Whistle also changed a lot over the last weeks. You've seen this location several times, though. Here's, for example, where we haven't replaced the trees yet. These trees are pretty, yeah, they are pretty too, but I love ours much better. So let me just quickly walk up to another location, because what we did is we updated a lot of the roads and biomes on our map. This is also currently ongoing because when you saw our presentations, you might have noticed a lot of the map is often very, very empty, and we are changing that currently. So a lot of these roads are right now changing. Oh, actually I took a whoopsie. I walked the wrong path. Maybe I'll cheat a little bit just to be faster. You know what? I won't. It's just a 2-minute walk. Why not enjoy that little walk with you guys? Also, I can sprint from time to time. Because this map has a laid out system of roads. We are trying to make things more unique. The farmlands biome here on the left is what you'll probably see change the next time. Because we are walking through the farmlands most of the time during these presentations. The fields, these golden fields and some grassy areas that you see. And they are very, very not polished yet. But let me just quickly head over here. And yeah, ongoing development, you'll also see some of these changes. But this is a good point to speak about something that is not in these presentations, but still is for us a huge thing. We are finally starting to get out there and present our game with more and more influences. We've been seen on some streams. We've actually been featured on a podcast recently. You will please follow us on Twitter and on Discord. You will receive a link to that because that podcast will be released the same week that I'm recording this, where we answer a lot of questions, where we start to get outside of the bubble that we live in still a little bit, even if it is very, very early. Also, yeah, Alpha isn't even out yet. Still, we have so much interest. Thank you for that so much. And feel free to take the time to ask questions about Alpha. We haven't fully decided yet how we will make Alpha access available, but it will absolutely for sure happen through Discord. We will do all the announcements on it to our core community. We want you guys who are most involved with the game and who are most involved with the ideas of the game in it, so that we can receive feedback that really, really is valuable to us. And yeah, love the ideas that are coming in. We are getting close to the lore site that we've already seen. This is the bandit camp, and we'll not walk into that actually, because what I want to show you is these beautiful little paths, and I will at some point maybe activate my little cheat where I walk a little faster eventually. But I wanted to share something that is maybe interesting to people who have not that much background in game development, because currently, as you see, this is a road. But changing the trees on a map, as we did here, is not as easy of a task as you might think, because you also have to change the nature of these roads. This forest does currently not know that this is a road. These trees are in here, but they are overgrowing all of it. They are not interacting with it as intended, and that is super interesting to see, but you can already kind of get an idea of how much these little roads change how lively this map feels. Because you might recall that we visited this spot before and it looked a lot more empty. And now there is another road over here where our 3D artists actually went to the effort of taking these away. And it also made it so pretty. The paths are changing so much. And I know it seems like a minor detail, but to me it is so huge that we actually have these roads now. They really, really add to the overall feel for me. And I will now actually cheat a little bit. But maybe... You know what? No, maybe I'll leave that up to Chris, because there's a cool mountain path and this is a good teaser. Chris, like tell Chris on our Discord that you want to see the other paths, the mountain paths and things like that, because they are so interesting. And I think that is already the main changes that happened, because most of the other things I showed you in the little path that I'm going to record now. So I hope past Hauke did, or like future Hauke did a good job at explaining to you in the past what has been happening. Let me find a pretty view. This is a pretty view. Thank you so much for checking out these updates. We are currently developing so much on the system of towns, on social systems. we can't stress enough, this is a very social game. We need your interaction with it. We want to see what you do with these systems and how you feedback them in alpha. And then after that, we will focus a lot on fighting, which we're doing right now, and on crafting. The skill system will slowly come in. Events will show up and adventures. These systems have been mentioned a lot, but there is so much coming. I can't thank you enough for being here, for being excited about these updates as much as we are, or as I am. Please keep that coming. Please let us know how you feel about things. Thank you. Talk to you soon. And check out the other videos that are probably in this end card, because I think Chris will do a smart job at linking the ones that show the best way that there is progress, and that we really appreciate your feedback. See you soon.